Hey guys, I have an extra special video for you today, and I'm gonna go through 7 years of sketchbooks. So, these are pretty much sketchbooks from 07 to 2014. I will do a 2015 to 2017, 2018, maybe later on in the year. So when I have a sketchbook done from 2018. But to get started, this is a 07 book, and as you can see, stylized, a lot of sketches. I used to love sketching in pen just because I could like quickly get my ideas out. I used to use these fine point, I think they were from Prismacolor, colored ink pens. This is from when I was in animation school, so I would do a lot of my animation like class, not really homework, but trying to figure stuff out. Switch medias a lot. See some fan art. I have some proportional issues in a lot of this stuff, working out compositions, but I still was sketching a lot. Like, these pages aren't pretty, but I was doing these kind of sketches. Like, look how ugly these are. But this has allowed me to grow into the type of sketching that I do now, where it's more controlled and more clean. So don't worry about how ugly a sketch looks. I'm sorry, there might be smut in these books. So anyways, yeah, so that's 07. This is also from 07, and I just wanted to show this one because this is what happens when you don't take care of where you keep your sketchbooks. I was living in a basement apartment at the time, and we flooded, so this sketchbook got ruined. It's got a lot of bleed out, as you can see. And the type of pens I was using weren't waterproof, and I didn't realize that at the time. So one, make sure that if you're gonna do some really cool sketches in different colored ink, that A, it's waterproof or archival ink so that it doesn't bleed if it gets wet. And then two, make sure you're placing your sketchbooks, especially if they're in a basement, either in a bin, plastic bin, or on an elevated surface like on a shelf. It's just to protect your work, because that happened. I was really upset when that happened. So that was another 07. This is 08, and I was still in animation school. I think I moved into comics at this point. So my style went through a change again, because I'm constantly drawing and just constantly sketching and doing class projects and like trying to figure out stuff in here. So you'll see a lot of cartoony type things and me trying to find my style, and it's slowly coming out at this point. Around this time, I was told to get rid of the anime in my style by a teacher, and I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you're not going to go very far if you do anime. And I was just like, what the hell? That sucks. I actually really like that little drawing. Anyway, like, I was just very frustrated. I didn't actually finish that book. This was for school, but anyways. I got very frustrated, so you'll see me trying to flick back and forth between styles. So this is 09. And I date all my books. So this one was from October 2009, and then finished in November. I like to do start and finish dates. Actually, I really liked that little drawing. That's a cute little witch. Putting down when you start a book and when you finish a book is really great, because then you can see A, how long it took you to finish that book, and B, when you go back and look through your sketchbooks, you know what time frame and where, like, what you were at. So this is a lot of life drawing that I was doing, and then I would take like life drawing poses and turn them into something else. I'm going out and doing animal drawing. And these little guys, I love these, and I show you guys how to do these all the time, but I would fill pages of just these kind of sketches, and it's such good practice. And just like, see, more of them. I love them. They're so great, and they're so helpful, and it is just absolutely phenomenal. I was watching a lot of Justice League Unlimited at this time, so that's why you see all these random Justice League characters and stuff. But yeah, my style's still mutating, but I love it. And my style constantly mutates, and it's because I'm growing as an artist, and I find things that I like, and I'm simplifying lines, and yeah, you just get into it. And this is when I was in How to Train Your Dragon fandom. So this is 2010. The book was started in April and finished in June. And I was doing a lot of Tough Cup and Roughtred. I think those were the ship names. Yeah. I was known as Motega at this point. I love these. Oops. There might be smut in here. I do apologize if there is. I have not been through these books in so long. But yeah, like, my style is really starting to come out. And one of the things I love about fandom is that usually people are super, super supportive, and you get really good feedback on your art. And it's just like, it's a constant feed of inspiration. Anyway, so you guys, I'm trying to like make it so you can see everything. I've got 5 more books to get through, so I want to like quickly flip through. But yeah, it's always really refreshing to go back through your old sketchbooks and just like look at what you were doing, and then just, if you're stuck in like some kind of a really shitty like art slump, go back through your old books. It's really great for inspiration, because you kind of like remember what used to inspire you. So this one is 2011, and it was made in June, so this was a faster book that I went through. Still fairly thick. Depending on the type of inspiration I have, I can rip through sketchbooks. And like, I think this one has a lot more smut in it. I'm not sure. And I always stashed things in my sketchbooks too. Me trying desperately to learn how to draw wolves. I was always weak with animal drawing, and then I just decided to get some good books and start learning. School will what school does, and I know everyone's gonna like yell at me for this, is it teaches you how to learn and how to study, and it gives you a little bit of a foundation. You want to go and you want to keep studying on your own. Every day you want to have a little bit of growth. Like, and keep practicing your art. So this was actually a really good book. It's very pin-uppy. I like it. I was very into comic book style at this point, as you guys can probably tell. And nudity. Actually, I think that one was mostly inspired by J. Scott Campbell. So that was, what, 2011? So we're going into 2012. I have a special book for 2012 as well, so there will be 2. But I'll just kind of flip through all this stuff. Concept art for comics that I've been writing for years. Random paintings, little inserts, original characters, Doctor Strange. So some books, like the last one I did, was very like singular characters. Sorry, that's a little bit, I was sick. Singular characters and like finished drawings. Rita Repulsa. I think that was a prompt. I really like her. And then you'll see sketchbooks where I'm just filling the page with tiny sketches and trying to figure out figure studies and stuff. And it's push and pull, right? Like, I was inking a lot more and finishing my drawings a lot more. And then I go into these stages where I'll use marker work, where I'll just like, do tons and tons of sketches and fill sketchbooks with sketches and don't finish them. And then I'll flip back and I'll go into finishing my sketches more. Whoops. So yeah, like it's always like, here's more of those like really fast sketch drawings. And I do these too when I want to figure out costumes. It's really, really great practice to just kind of like figure out costume design and stuff. It's actually really cool. Little Snow White. But yeah. So now I've got to maybe start tightening up my drawings. Okay, so this sketchbook is from, I forget when it's from. It may have been from 2010. Okay, but this is a life drawing sketchbook that I kept in school. Yeah, it would have had to have been from 2010 because, yeah. But this is one of my final year life drawing sketchbooks. And as you can see, tons of observation drawing. Just constantly looking at people, drawing them in groups, drawing kids, drawing, I know it's a lot of people in parkas, but when you go to school, most of the time it's winter, right? So, like, getting in some faces, trying to, like, look at the bus stop and draw people in groups. But this is the kind of stuff that if you constantly go out and you are just watching people and drawing people, and some composition stuff at the back. But, like, if you're constantly going out and you're looking at, you're watching people and like drawing what you see, it'll eventually start kicking in and you'll be able to do it just like that, and it'll really help you in the long run when you're trying to figure out poses and I'm just trying to like get some sketches out. It's such a great tool to have. Next, we are going to 2013, and this was my Hobbit phase. So I was drawing a ton of stuff for, this is when I started really pushing my watercolors as well. And I was drawing a lot of stuff for a couple of people on Tumblr who are fantastic writers, still are fantastic writers. One of them actually has a novel coming out soon. I can't wait to buy it. But her stuff really just like constantly inspired me. Working on little thumbnails for stuff. It's so weird. I always have such a hard time when I'm trying to draw for myself and draw comics. And then when I'm drawing for other people, I can come up with any kind of composition. It's so weird. It's like this weird little mental block I have. Love that. Oh, Naked Nori. But yeah, just like... I was a very hobbity year. But that's how I learned how to draw body hair really well. I had to draw little dwarves. So that was 2013. So this is the last one. 2014! Oh gosh. And we're back into Astrid and Rough Nut. I kind of... What the hell? Apparently I wasn't drawing on the back page. I must have... Oops. Don't want to show that page. There's a lot of smut in this one. I should have looked at this one more carefully. But this is when I was really starting to get into like doing portrait painting, figuring out painting. So these are very small. This is actually one of my favorite pages that I did in watercolor, and that, like, they're quite small portraits, but by doing them smaller, it's easier to break down the shapes and the lighting. So, and this paper was quite good for portraits. And this is when I was into Teen Wolf's Hysteric. But I also took this one to the Dominican. I remember this. It's got sand everywhere in it. Actually, I don't know. Mother of Dragons. Yeah. I forget if... Oh, this was a steampunk hysteric comic I was trying to work on. But I never finished it because I don't finish shit like that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the flip through. As you can see, the progression of art, and it's just more or less like me getting more confident with my lines and just working with stuff. As like, again, the life drawing sketches go out to farms, go to like just go to a coffee shop, go sit in a park and just draw people. It's awesome practice. Yeah, and then practice your inking and everything. I obviously need to get back into my inking. I was good at it at one point. It's like when you stop using a skill, you know you can do it, but then you always second guess yourself if you're not doing it right. Or I find if like I'll get criticized on something, and I know this is a really bad habit to have. Like you'll get criticized by someone and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh god, like you second guess like everything about all of your art. So it's hard, right? Like you have to take every criticism with a grain of salt, and this is when I just started being like, you know what, either people are gonna like my art, they're not gonna like my art, and if they're giving me criticisms, obviously I have to look at it. So just keep drawing, you'll get there. These are not all of the sketchbooks from this time frame. Certain years I filled like 6 or 7 sketchbooks. Other years it was only like 4 or 5, depending. It also depended on what other books I was working in. Sometimes I'd work in like 2 or 3 different ones. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the flip through. I will show you guys stuff from high school. This is from like, oh yeah, so this is from my second college after my first year of animation school till like after I graduated. So this is the more advanced stuff. I'll show you guys my more beginning stuff when I find those books. They're still in a bin somewhere. I don't know where they are. But once I show you that, you'll really be able to look at the like the progression. So keep drawing. You'll get there eventually. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.